Okay, everyone. Well, this is some of the best Star Wars out there right now. To me, it's right up there with Revenge of the Sith, Empire Strikes Back, and the Siege of Mandalore episode arcs from the Clone Wars. Well, before we jump in, here's your spoiler warning. Also, forgive me if I ramble a bit. I recorded this at 3 a.m., and there is just so much that I am excited about from this episode. Once we saw Ahsoka in the opening scene, I knew that it was not going to be the first major reveal of the episode. I was not wrong. We're introduced to the forest planet Corvus. Well, it used to be a forest planet. It seems to be a reoccurring theme that these outer rim backwater planets are a safe haven for evil and a prison for those who are oppressed. To me, this theme just goes to show that peace in the galaxy does not come from the Republic, Empire, or even the New Republic. The show seems to demonstrate that peace comes from the actions of individuals. In the case of this episode, a Jedi and a Mandalorian. We see just how bad things are in the town of Calodan as Mando walks through the town searching for any leads to Ahsoka Tano. The magistrate, Morgan Elsbeth, lives in luxury while the people of Calodan suffer. We don't know much about her other than her planet was destroyed during the Clone Wars and she was instrumental in building the Empire's fleet. She offers Mando a spear-like weapon made of pure Beskar, the same metal that his armor is made from. She offers the spear in hopes that he will kill the Jedi that plagues her, Ahsoka Tano. However, she doesn't know that Din has no intentions of killing Ahsoka. Din and the child head out to the wasteland that reminds me of a Fallout game or even Mustafar from The Rise of Skywalker. We even get a glimpse of an owl that is most definitely Morai, the owl that contains the spirit of the daughter who follows Ahsoka everywhere. After wandering around the wasteland of Corvus, Din and the child finally encounter Ahsoka as she leaps down and attacks Din. It's a cool fight that nods to the ancient war between Jedi and Mandalorians, which has been referenced a couple times in the show. But the fight is over quickly as Mando shouts her name and tells her that bo-katan sent him. After this, Ahsoka's attention immediately goes to the child. Ahsoka is able to commune with the child through the Force. She learns his name and part of his history. I knew at some point we'd get a name for the child, and Grogu's a fine name, but it's going to take some time to get used to for me. We also find out that Grogu, the child, was raised in the Jedi Temple. Now, if you didn't know, Grogu is the same age as Anakin Skywalker. I've always thought it was a cool thought, but it's even more interesting to know that they were peers at the Jedi Temple. We also find out that Grogu was smuggled out of the Jedi Temple. We're not told who exactly smuggles him out, but in the canon Vader comics from 2017, we know that the Jedi archivist Jocasta Nu successfully smuggled archives out of the temple, so it would make sense that she was also able to take Grogu with her. Now, Grogu being raised in the temple also makes the prospect of Baby Yoda actually being Yoda's baby a little less absurd. Obviously, Yoda's species is rare, so I could see an exception being made for Yoda and Yaddle to have a kid for the sake of preserving their species, similar to the exception made for Ki-Adi-Mundi. Ahsoka even mentions the other beings she knew like Grogu, a wise Jedi Master named Yoda. The next day, Ahsoka tests Grogu's Force abilities, but ultimately, the only progress that is made is when Din Djarin makes a connection with him. Ahsoka observes this and decides that because of Grogu's obvious attachment to Din, she cannot train him. She explains that she has seen where this attachment can lead a Jedi, obviously referring to her former master Anakin Skywalker becoming Darth Vader. It's clear that Ahsoka is hesitant to train a Padawan and at this point has made up her mind, but she lets Din believe that she might train him if he helps her liberate the city Calodan from the magistrate Elsbeth. Now we know that Ahsoka is also trying to get some information from Elsbeth, but at this point we're not quite sure yet. Din responds to Ahsoka with one of my favorite lines in the whole episode. A Mandalorian and a Jedi, they'll never see it coming. Again, a callback to the tumultuous history between the Jedi and Mandalorians. This time last year, if you had told me that Din would be teaming up with a Jedi, much less Ahsoka Tano, to liberate an oppressed city, I would have laughed at you. From here, we get a pretty cool action sequence that I'm not going to describe much because I'm sure you saw it for yourself if you're watching this video. After dispatching a majority of the Magistrate's forces, which included 2 hunter-killer droids, Ahsoka faces the Magistrate herself. This was probably my only complaint of the episode. Even though Ahsoka was fighting to keep her alive for information, I found it hard to believe that Ahsoka would be disarmed by this random woman. But hey, even Ahsoka told Din not to underestimate Magistrate Elsbeth. Ahsoka eventually returns the favor though and disarms the Magistrate. She then asks the question that I did not expect to hear at all. Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn? Seeing Ahsoka in live action was perfect. Getting more information on the child, Grogu, was great. But learning that Ahsoka's mission on Corvus was to find Grand Admiral Thrawn, this was huge. Now, who knows if we'll see this story played out in The Mandalorian, or if it's simply setting up other spin-offs. Either way, this raises a lot of exciting questions. The last time we saw Ahsoka in the timeline was 5 years earlier when she and Sabine Wren sent off to find Ezra Bridger, who had gone missing along with Thrawn at the end of Rebels. Seeing Ahsoka also begs the question, where is Sabine? Did they split up to cover more leads in their search, or did Sabine get lost as well? I highly doubt they'd kill Sabine and not tell that story, so I doubt she's dead. The possibilities are still pretty open at this point. Has Ahsoka already found Ezra and she's working with him to find Thrawn? Or maybe she hasn't found either of them and she's searching for Thrawn in hopes of finding Ezra. I'm excited to see where this goes. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of Star Wars fans out there that are a little bit skeptical of where this is all headed. Because right now, there are several huge plot points dangling in front of us at the same time. We have bo-katan's quest to retake Mandalore and the Darksaber, Moff Gideon's science experiment that is maybe connected to the sequels, Din's quest to return the child to the Jedi, and now Ahsoka's hunt for Thrawn. There are all these plot points that could be movies or shows of their own. But I just think that we have to trust that Dave Filoni knows what he's doing, as he has proven over and over again with Star Wars. So the episode ends with Din getting ready to leave Grogu with Ahsoka, but she tells him that she cannot train the child. Instead, she sends Din on a new quest. He must take Grogu to the planet Tython. This planet was home to a Jedi temple. On this planet, Grogu would be able to commune with the Force if he chooses. Ahsoka says that this could attract the attention of another Jedi, as there aren't many left. I think one possibility is that Luke Skywalker is the Jedi she's thinking of. It doesn't seem like they've met, but it does seem likely that Ahsoka is at least aware of him. I'm still not sure how I feel about seeing Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian, but I'm open to the idea. My other theory is a bit more far-fetched. What if Ahsoka is hoping that Grogu reaching out to the Force on Tython will draw Ezra Bridger out of hiding? Who knows? But I think that it could make sense and potentially tie some of these plot points together. I'm still working this theory out, but honestly, I think I'll make a video exploring what if Ezra trains Grogu. Let me know what you think of that in the comments. Anyways, I'll end my ramble here, but this episode was fantastic. In addition to bringing one of my favorite Star Wars characters to live action, it revisited some plot points that have been hanging out there for a bit now. I'm really excited to see not just where this show goes, but also the future of Star Wars in general. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this episode. What are you excited to see? Do you like the child's name? I just want to know what's swirling around in your head, because obviously there's a ton swirling around in my head. Anyways, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and may the Force be with you.